I'm Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. And you know, we've got a great show today. So obviously, because of where we are, we know we're going to be talking about bikes. And some of the other things we're going to be talking about is a segment that you did with MSD.
Oh, yes. Very important segment, too.
All right. And you're not going to tease us, give us any hints?
Well, let's put it this way. Spring is coming, a lot of rain, and we've experienced this where we had saturation of water around the house. So you will need to listen up to this.
And also, we did a segment about a mobile video game truck. And that is pretty cool because I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
So we'll be back with a lot more. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier. Because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
So Denise, you had an opportunity to go and talk with MSD. So tell us about what they're doing to get us ready for spring.
This is some vital information that I didn't know about, and as I teased, we've experienced this before, a lot of saturation of water around the house, and I didn't know what the ideal of water channeling, that's what I'm gonna call it, was supposed to be, but let's just take a look. So today I have another very important segment, which is going to talk about the role that MSD plays for our community, and it is so vital. But sometimes when we have a lot of rainwater or melted snow, on our houses, it falls into the gutter and then it goes down, hopefully into the ground. But for some houses, some of those systems have an installation that does not allow for that, and it's going off into the excess water runways that MSD controls. And to keep our community safe, we don't want a problem with a lot of excess water. So today I'm going to be talking with Mr. Horace Gaither. And Horace, welcome back again.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And so I know today, and I've never heard of this before, and to make sure I get it correct, we're going to talk about the downspout disconnection program. And so basically, there's some incentives that MSD is providing, but this is so I think essential for a lot of the residents here in our community to know about it. So first of all, just share with everybody what your role is with MSD and what this means.
Yes, I'm with the Plumbing Modification Division, and we also work with the Downspout Disconnect Incentive Program. That program is where we incentivize homeowners in taking the gutters offline and keeping water out of the sewer system.
So basically, see, I didn't even understand this, so it makes me think about my own home, how my gutter systems are arranged, and it does go into the ground and, feeds off. And I think of the ground or the grass like a sponge. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
But then some of these other houses, just share a little bit about how they're designed and what indeed is happening when we have like the excess rain or the melted snow. And I know there could be debris that goes along with it as it comes through.
Yeah, years ago, when they built our homes, many of our homes, our downspouts and our gutters are connected to our sewer system.
Okay.
And what MSD does is, if possible, we'll try to get those downspouts off the system, because that water right there will do fine as far as in landscaping on a grassy area. That water that charges to the sewers, it can create problems as far as capacity, as far as backing up and people having sewer backups in their homes.
Oh, wow. So I know there's a program that you have to qualify and to see if the situation indeed meets the criteria of it being qualified. Speak to that a little bit in case somebody's wondering, do I have this existing problem, in my residential property? Yes,
if any MSD customer thinks that they have downspouts charging to the sewer, they can call 540-6000 and inquire about the Downspout Disconnect Incentive Program. Then we'll come out, we have to do a pre-inspection, we'll come out and we'll inform them on all qualifying downspouts. Once we inform them which downspouts qualify for the program, they take the downspouts off, and then we come back and do a post-inspection, and then we offer them to incentivize them for $100 per downspout so they qualify.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, in regards to then taking their system and I guess so you could say making improvements to it? Does MSD do that, or again, is that, I would say, contracted out?
Well, all work is done by the homeowners, the property owners. So
Okay.
it's a pretty simple process. What you would do is you would cut your downspout at the base, and you could add you'd add an elbow here,
Okay.
which is this here. You'd add this, and that would take the water off out of the sewer system and onto a surface.
Okay, because I know these tend to be serious problems, and thanks to you all at MSD to help our community with this, but I just think there are a lot of people like myself, I didn't know how this could occur. Now, the incentive, this is one time.
Yes, one time only incentive, yes. And that's for every downspout that qualifies. And I say that it's got to be the downspouts have to be discharged to an area that's not going to create a freeze hazard or a trip hazard, or we don't want to discharge, water right onto a neighboring property.
Oh.
So, but the less water we got out of the system, the better it is for all of us.
Okay. What happens if you're in an area and you don't have a lot of ground, a lot of yard? Then what?
Well, if you could discharge your downspouts, there's a few different options that we have, like there's corrugate that you can add to your downspout, and you can run it to like a landscaping bed or something like that. You want to make sure you don't want to create a trip hazard. You don't want to put it on the sidewalk where somebody can trip and get hurt or something like that. But it may be a situation where you can turn it and run into a landscaping area somewhere safe, and and you don't want to put it on a hard surface that's going to create a freeze hazard.
Okay. So I'm thinking that this discussion and this segment that we're having is probably pretty timely because we're coming up on spring, and usually we have a lot of heavy rains. Would that be correct to say?
It'd be correct to say. Correct to say.
Okay. Well, Mr. Horace Gaither, thank you so much. Now, again, just for people that didn't catch it, can you just say how they can contact MSD to see if they have a problem that could be rectified?
Yes, they can call 540-6000 and ask to participate in the Downspout Disconnect Incentive Program, or DDI. And someone with customer service will ask a series of questions, and then they'll forward over to our department, and then we'll be reaching out and getting in touch with the homeowners.
Denise, that's great information, because I know we've had that problem before, but where the water was going straight down into the ground, and we know that led to a nightmare.
Yes.
And then we had to go through and spend a lot of money in order to where the pipes are going down, and then have the elbow where it's going out away from the house.
Yes. And that's the ideal thing, because MSD has structures in place, that's what I'm going to call it, so that the rest of the water in the city has an ideal structure to run off.
Okay.
If your house is feeding into that system, that's what I'm going to call it, then you're creating more of a problem for your house, for your neighborhood and community. So just take a look at your house, see what your gutters are looking like, and it should come down, I'm going to call it the elbow, and then put maybe like little concrete barriers and just let it run off into the
Away
yard.
from your house. Sure. So you're giving me another task.
Yeah, so rainwater, melted snow. Sometimes we're looking at the type of water from showers, dishwashers, washing machines. We want all that kind of water, we want it to go out, not feed into the MSD system.
As always, great information.
Yeah.
We'll take another break and back with more.
Louisville was good. B96.5. Your man Nick Cannon is in the building, and we taking over. We gonna be wilding every morning. About to have some fun, y'all. Let's go up.
Locking in to the Nick Cannon Morning Show, 6 to 10 on B96.5.
Well, I know you have never been much of a gamer, and neither have I, but I remember back in the day when we bought, Courtney and Tyler, like Atari and Pac-Man and all those different things. Yeah, the little sounds, and now they're up to Fortnite. But all of these are video games or some variation of it. But the neat thing is that this guy decided to put them all on a mobile truck to where they could bring them to your home. So take a look at this. Things have changed a great deal. I remember as a kid going to Miss Earlene's Cafe and playing on the video game. You put a nickel in it, and we were there playing all day because we had a handful of quarters. And then we got into things like Mario and Super Mario, and then all of the other different type of things like PlayStation. And the world of video games just keeps growing and changing. And now we're at a mobile video operation, and I'm here with Steve Clayton, who is the owner of Rolling Video Games. So Steve, first of all, welcome to Urban Lifestylez, and tell me how this concept came about.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate y'all interviewing me. When I was a kid, I don't know, very less fortunate. I didn't have the opportunity to have video games, and I always told myself when I make it, in life and be an entrepreneur, I was gonna give back with video games.
Okay. So tell me the concept. I get video games, but video games on wheels. How did that come about?
I wanted to, branch out and have a arcade, but I was again less fortunate. But when I went out of town, I saw this mobile arcade, and quick it came to my mind, and I knew Louisville's a late bloomer on things, so I branched out and found the game trailer.
Now, if I went home and I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I got this great idea. We're going to have this mobile video arcade. She would have looked at me like, nah, not going to happen. So what was the persuasion process like getting your wife on board?
Well, with my wife not being a people's person, she like I said, when she saw the concept, she was like, okay, we can take the game trailer, the mobile, to people's houses, to functions, to events, instead of them coming to one place. So that gave me an opportunity to do that. So that now, like I said, with that concept, she's on board, and she loves it.
So I know you said you've been in business now for about 4 years, and tell us about some of the games that you have inside, and of course, shortly we're going to go in and take a tour.
Yes, sir. I mean, I have over 1,000 games with the old and the new. I try to make it, for different lifestyles, and different cultures. But I have over 1,000 games with all the up-to-date systems, with the new Xbox, the new PlayStation, the old Xbox, the old PlayStation, the Wiis, the Nintendo Switches.
So who's the average or the typical client for the mobile video?
Everyone. Everyone. Like I said again, it's all different cultures, all different races, and it's just like a big family.
Okay, now is this something that you just do on the weekends, or you're out every day, or is it a day that or do you ever rest, I should say?
No, I don't. I really don't. My concept, a lot of people say, don't say that, but I sleep when I die. But, I love kids, and this is my livelihood. I literally gave my job up for this, and, this is my livelihood.
Okay, so we're inside Rolling Video Games with Steve, and we see at the very beginning you got Super Mario Brothers, we've got Madden 2022, and what's going on down the line?
We got Call of Duty, and we also have Fortnite on.
I heard a lot about Fortnite, and I've never played it. I'm not a big gamer, so but I know that these are very popular. So how many people can you get inside of your truck?
Well, as you can see, we have 4 TVs with 4 people on each, 4 kids, 4 adults on each TV, so that's a total of 16 at one time. Okay. You can play 16 in total at one time.
Okay, and when you're having parties, what's the normal setup like? I know you're pulling this in to an area that they've designated, and do they have like other stuff happening on the outside as well?
Yes, sir. A lot of times, I'm not just the only event planner. People have bouncies, the whole 9 yards. So, but what I've experienced over the last years, this is the main concept, the main focus. So when I pull up, a lot of kids quit doing what they was doing before I pulled up and focus on the game trailer.
Okay. So why do you think video games still are so popular in terms of just attraction of all ages?
My concept at this is, you can reach out to a lot of different, like I said, cultures and, kids with disabilities. A lot of people say, video games is bad for kids. But if you really think about it, with kids with disabilities, with their motor skills, it's going to go a long way and help them in a long way in my eyes.
Right. And I know you're doing more than just video games. You also are giving back to the community through your rolling video games. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, sir. Me and my daughter, and my family, we give back every year on a proclamation. It's called Rolling Video Games of Greater Louisville. The mayor's giving us our own day to give back to the community. So we also give back to the community donating on Rolling Video Game Day on April the 25th every year. And then I also do a lot of stuff with gun balance, giving back to the community, anybody's affected with gun balance.
All right, so that is fantastic. So I'm assuming if you have a rolling video game truck, that you must be a gamer yourself. And what's your favorite game?
My favorite game, of course, is Mario and Madden. The new up-to-date stuff. I just can't get into it, like the other kids. Fortnite, I just can't Call of Duty, work my controllers like the kids do. But I focus on just Mario and football. All right.
So we're gonna let you give us a quick demonstration on Mario. Let's see what you can do.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So tell us, all right, so you just won against the machine. So I do remember that sound from back in the day.
Yes, sir. It's just, just doing whatever you have to do to a dad, of course.
Yeah, that's how I would do.
But just getting back into the swing of things and learning the concept of it. Like I said, I was very good at this, and actually I've beaten it a lot of times, you know what I mean? So it's just, I know it, the whole concept of the game.
Okay, all right. And then let's move down here to John Madden 2022.
Well, Madden, like I said, this was, my favorite game growing up when Madden first started, RIP John Madden, he was a legend, and it's a very thing that he's done.
Okay, all right. So is there one team in particular that you follow? How'd you come out with the Super Bowl?
Well, of course, I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. I've been a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan since I was a kid. And having Tom Brady, lead us of the way. I got disappointed this year, but it's all good.
Well, I have to say it was the happiest day of my life to see him lose.
I know that's right. But yeah, I'm not really a Tom Brady fan, but I'm a Buccaneers fan. So, but yeah, when he came, he gave me a little oomph.
Okay, all right. Well, I think this is a fantastic truck. So if someone wants to figure out how to get with the rolling video games, how do they find you? How do they get your information?
Of course, I'm on the social media networks. Rolling Video Games of Greater Louisville on Facebook. Of course, Rolling Video Games of Greater Louisville on Instagram. You can also contact me at 502-931-4233, and I'll return your call as soon as possible.
I tried to play, I think, one or two of the games with him, and we even went back to Super Mario, and I was horrible at that. And then we tried to play John Madden, and I was horrible at that. So I've just come to the conclusion that video games is not my thing. The one thing that I really used to love was just, my days goes back to the pinball machine. You put a nickel in, and you put a quarter in and you play all day. But, my hat goes off to him because he's got a great concept, and it's something that's working for him.
Kudos. I love it.
Yeah. We'll take another break and back with more.
Station for R&B. Magic 101.3. With your permission. We're live, local, and Louisville. Magic 101.3, the home of Steve Harvey and Morning Show.
COVID-19 is responsible for over 700,000 deaths in the U.S., and that number continues to rise.
9,000 of those deaths were in Kentucky, but we can make a difference by taking the shot.
If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for someone you love.
We will never be able to get back to normal until we all do our part, so let's all get vaccinated.
So wear your mask, wash your hands, roll up your sleeves, and take the shot.
So please, take the shot.
One thing that we've been doing during the COVID period has been watching a lot of television shows, a lot of movies. And one of the shows that I really loved, it's on ABC, and they said it's one of the best shows of all times, and that's Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
I just think it is a great cast, and it's just hilarious.
It is good. It's for regular television show. I love it. I still like my series that I binge on, and I get tired of sometimes the medical shows or the shows about police, our lawyers, so a good Western. And so just finishing off, I'm kind of sad about it, Yellowstone, and also finishing off on the prequel, which is called 1883. Fabulous, good, just the whole Western dynamics, and that was a great one.
And another good show, if you haven't caught it yet, it's called Winning: The History of the Los Angeles Lakers. It is a great show. And again, it comes on Sunday nights, and I think it's on HBO.
Yes.
So if you got HBO or Hulu or something like that, it's definitely something you want to catch.
And of course, the Power Play still with Billions.
Yes.
And then the other spinoff with Tommy.
Yeah.
And that on the Stars. And then also, I'm looking forward to catching back up on the new season of Bridgerton.
Yes. Yeah.
And I like the dynamics of how that's played for equality of people. But another good drama that I really love is called Bel Air.
Right.
And that's the spinoff of The Prince of Bel Air. But this is a drama, and I love it in the way Black people and family are celebrated.
Right. And speaking of drama, I'm sure everyone saw the slap that was heard around the world with Chris Rock and Will Smith. What's your take on that?
When you peel back the layers and look at the dynamics of what happened, it was sad, it was harmful. It's me.
But again, I think you did a good job of summing that up. And at the end of the day, Chris Rock is a comedian, and he's doing what comedians do. And Will Smith, he's a public figure, and Jada as well. And they do put their business out in the street. So You know, I think we'll take another break and back with more right after this.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier. Because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere, while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
Louisville was good. B96.5. Your man Nick Cannon is in the building and we taking over. We gonna be wilding every morning. About to have some fun, y'all. Let's go up.
Locking in to the Nick Cannon Morning Show, 6 to 10 on B96.
Well, we're in, of course, middle of town cycling, and we're back here to talk to Nira again about biking. And one of the things that we're going to talk about, something we probably both will be looking at soon, and those are EBs, which are electric bikes. So take a look at this. Well, we're back with another segment with middle of town cycling, which is located right off of the Waterson Expressway at Bardstown Road, right behind, what's the name of the bakery?
Sullivan Bakery.
Sullivan Bakery. And I should remember that because your spot has not moved, right?
No, it's not.
But we're here to talk about something that is really kind of taking the bicycle world by storm, and they've been out for a while, and those are electric bikes. And we've got like 4 or 5 different options here, and I know this is not all in your store, but just some of the ones we're going to be featuring today. So Nira, tell us about the electric bikes, why they're so popular, and what we're looking at today.
So the electric bike industry has been around for a while in Europe, and it's just a little latecomer in the US market. But Middletown Cycling has had e-bikes here for now about 5 years, and we probably were the first bike shop in Louisville that started carrying these. They generally tend to get a bad rep because they say it's cheating, but trust me, there is a place for e-bikes in our community, and there's a certain demographic that truly does benefit from these bikes.
And that was going to be my next question. So who is the typical customer for e-bike?
Now, there is no real typical customer, but it does benefit people who are either coming out of an injury or need rehab, or they used to ride a lot, but certain physical injuries have prohibited them from riding as much as they would like to. So I consider this still an exercise, but it's a exercise. It's a bike that assists you in that exercise.
So let's talk about this first bike here we're looking at. And when you're looking at e-bikes, what would be like an entry point in terms of, have to mention that crazy word price? What's an entry level for e-bike?
Typically, an entry level e-bike will run around just around $2,000.
Okay.
There are some that are priced lower, but typically around 2,000 mark is where you notice the entry level price that starts at.
All right, so tell us about the first one we're looking at.
So this particular one is a brand called iZip, and it's a model that has a motor in the rear hub of the wheel. So these are all going to be your bikes that you have to pedal. So it's a pedal assist bike. There is no throttle, and which means that you can't just stop pedaling and let the bike do the biking. You still have to continue to pedal in order for it to assist you in your pedaling.
Okay, so it still requires constant motion on my side, constant movement.
Absolutely, which is where if you're doing a rehab or your knees are bad and you still want to continue going up a hill without walking off, coming off the bike and walking the bike up, you just change the assist modes that you have, and it helps you get to that hill and then to the next phase of your riding.
All right, and what's the next one up?
Then you have different other kinds. So this particular one is what they call a 20-mile assist. So it assists you up to 20 miles an hour. Then there are some that go up to a 28-mile assist. So if you were going 28 miles, it would assist you up to those 28 miles. Once you're past that mark, it stops the assist. But still, 28 miles an hour is a pretty...
Yeah, I don't think I want to go 28 miles an hour on a bike. Okay.
Then you have the ones that are like a commuter bike. If you look over there, it has the fenders within it. It has a rear rack. It has lights. It's equipped for somebody to commute to work and still not get all sweaty when at work. So very comfortable, good for commuting. An average ideal mileage for a bike like this, you're looking at about 100 miles on a charge. They come in various assist modes. There is economy, there is turbo, there is boost, and just depending on what mode you're in, you consumes that much battery. And so the battery lasts longer if you're in economy mode compared to if you were to go in a fast turbo mode.
So if you're used to the normal bike, is there a big adjustment when you're going from an from a regular bike to an e-bike?
There's a little bit of a learning curve for everything that's new, but you just have to get used to how fast it goes.
So the speed can be a good thing and can also be a little bit scary. Yeah, that's a good word.
And I agree, but it's not that fast. Like I said, it has various different assist levels. It also has regular gears with it, so you can still shift gears as if you were shifting gears on a regular bike, and then use the appropriate assist measure. Typically, not a lot of people always use the boost modes.
So if you're going to try out an e-bike and you're looking for safe places to ride or just the right bike for you at this particular point in time, what's some advice that you have?
Well, we have a really good parking lot outside, so first thing is to ride whatever bikes we have here in the shop and see which one fits you the most. It's also good to consider what kind of riding you plan on doing with an e-bike, whether it's just leisure, whether you want to put in a certain amount of miles every day, or you're trying to just rehab your knees and you just kind of get back in the game. So my recommendation is, come try out all the bikes that we have, and then we have an assortment of different trails in Louisville that is safe to ride, and we have all that info at the shop too, and so we can provide you that as well.
All right, as always, leave them with your contact information. How can they find you?
Middle of Town Cycling, 2140 Gardner Lane, Louisville, Kentucky.
You know what? I think we had a great show today. Talked about a lot of different things.
Yeah, needed things.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. So now, are you inspired to get out this weekend and get on your bike? Weather permitting?
Yes, weather permitting. Yes.
Well,
I want to bring my bike in for a tune-up, make sure everything is okay, my tires and all that, and maybe get something new.
It's always about something new. But you
got your
what?
nerve.
I think that's our show.
Oh, that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyle.
Bye.
Bye-bye.